Meet Tilly Norwood. She has an Instagram account with tens of thousands of followers, and she just made her acting debut. And some of the biggest talent agencies in Hollywood are reportedly interested in representing her. Actors like Emily Blunt and Whoopi Goldberg have sounded the alarm about her very existence. There's just one massive, industry-shaking problem. She isn't real. And if you think this sounds like the plot of a sci-fi movie, you're not wrong. Except it's happening right now. This is the real-world manifestation of the single biggest fear that drove Hollywood to a standstill. Back in 2023, the historic actors and writers strikes shut down the entire entertainment industry. A central issue, a line in the sand that defined the whole conflict, was the threat of artificial intelligence. Now that threat has a face and a name, and her name is Tilly Norwood, and she might be coming for your favorite actor's job, and for that matter, my job. This is the story about how a collection of code became Hollywood's public enemy number one, and why the people who entertain us for a living are genuinely and rightfully terrified. To really get why Tilly Norwood is sending shockwaves through Hollywood, we have to rewind to the picket lines of 2023. For 118 days, the Screen Actors Guild, or SAG-AFTRA, which represents 160,000 performers, was on strike. And while fights over streaming money were a big deal, the existential threat looming over every single negotiation was AI. Actors weren't just fighting for better pay, they were fighting for their own faces, for the right to not be replaced by digital copies of themselves. They won some protections, clauses that said studios had to negotiate with the union before swapping a human actor for a synthetic one. At the time, it felt like a hard-fought shield against a pretty scary future. But then, at the Zurich Film Festival in late 2025, that scary future was rolled out on a red carpet. A Dutch entrepreneur and actor named Eline van der Velden, through her AI company Particle 6 and its talent division Sequoia, introduced Tilly Norwood to the world. This wasn't just some new deepfake or funny filter. Tilly was presented as the first of a new breed of AI actors. Synthetic stars that don't age, don't get tired, and can be anywhere in the world at a moment's notice. The announcement that truly sent a panic through the industry was van der Velden's claim that multiple talent agencies were already in talks to sign Tilly, an AI creation, a being made of pure data, was looking for the same professional representation that human actors spend their entire lives fighting to get. That shield SAG-AFTRA built suddenly looked paper thin. The hypothetical threat they had warned everyone about was no longer hypothetical. It had a name, an Instagram account, and it was about to get an agent. In the eyes of the acting community, this wasn't just a new piece of tech, it was a declaration of war. Now, a lot of you may know this, a lot of you may not know this, but I myself am an actor, and I've been represented by my agent for the past 2 years, and this is scary. So, who or what is Tilly Norwood? At her core, she's a photorealistic computer-generated character. She's been described as looking like a mix of a few famous actresses, a conventionally attractive brunette with the girl next door vibes who posts AI-generated selfies from fake coffee shops to her growing social media accounts. Her creator, Eline van der Velden, has some pretty wild ambitions, stating that she wants Tilly to be the next Scarlett Johansson or Natalie Portman, and her company Sequoia doesn't plan on stopping with Tilly. Their goal is to create and manage over 40 of these hyper-real digital stars for movies, TV, video games, and social media. And the reaction from Hollywood? It wasn't just a quiet concern. It was a full-blown roar of outrage. This is a post from Melissa Brera on Instagram. Hope all actors repped by the agent that does this drop their ass. How gross. Read the room. Here's another post by Natasha Leone, a longtime advocate for ethical AI, threw vomit emojis all over Tilly's picture and said any agency that signs her should be boycotted by all the guilds, calling it deeply misguided and totally disturbed. And then there was the simple, direct fury from actor Ralph Ineson, who tweeted a blunt two-word response, "F off." The reaction from A-listers were just as strong. When shown a picture of Tilly Norwood for the first time, Emily Blunt was visibly shocked, telling Variety, "Good lord, we're screwed." That is really, really scary. And begged agencies to please stop taking away our human connection. On The View, Whoopi Goldberg waved off the idea that AI could ever truly act, saying, "You can always tell them from us. We move differently, our faces move differently, our bodies move differently." SAG-AFTRA, the very union that fought to prevent this exact scenario, released a blistering statement. They were crystal clear. To be clear, Tilly Norwood is not an actor. It's a character generated by a computer program. The union also made a serious allegation stating that Tilly was likely trained on the work of countless professional performers without permission or compensation. Their statement called her a problem that exists only to put actors out of work, jeopardizing performer livelihoods and devaluing human artistry. Facing this tidal wave of criticism, Tilly's creator tried to defend her project. She called Tilly not a replacement, but a creative work, a piece of art. Vandervelde, an actor herself, argued that AI is just a new paintbrush, like animation or CGI, that opens up new creative doors. That explanation, however, didn't do much to calm anyone down. It was posted on Tilly's Instagram, which was so flooded with negative comments that they had to be shut off. So why is the "it's just a tool" argument falling so flat with actors? Because for them, it completely misses the point of why Tilly Norwood is so terrifying. CGI is used to create monsters, build new worlds, or de-age an existing actors. It is an assistant to human performance. Tilly Norwood feels more like a substitute for one. The first layer of fear gets back to that huge question: where did Tilly even come from? SAG-AFTRA and many actors allege that she's the product of a program trained on the work of countless real performers, all without their permission and without a single dollar in compensation. Actress Marta Wilson asked it perfectly. What about the hundreds of living young women whose faces were composited together to make her? You couldn't hire any of them? To many, this feels like a kind of digital identity theft on a massive scale. It's the idea that your face, your expressions, the very heart of your work can be scraped, analyzed, and used to build your replacement. But there's an even deeper, more profound fear here. The devaluation of human artistry itself. The entire craft of acting is built on lived experience. Actors pull from their own joy, their pain, their heartbreak, and their love to build performances that connect with us on an emotional level. It's the flicker of a real memory. An actor's eye, the tiny unscripted tremble in their voice, the imperfect, unpredictable mess of human emotion is what makes a performance feel real. That's what we as an audience connect with, and that's something that me as an actor myself have worked so hard for so many years to produce, and the thought that it may be replaced by AI is scary. Really, really scary, to use the words of Emily Blunt. Tilly Norwood has none of that. As SAG-AFTRA put it so bluntly, she has no life experience to draw from, no emotion. She's an algorithm designed to simulate feeling, not actually feel it. Her performance is, by its very nature, hollow. It's a pantomime of emotion learned by watching humans, but completely disconnected from the human experience. And me having to make this video and say that is absolutely mind-blowing. I mean, we're cooked. We're so cooked. These are just the times we're living in. The fear is that studios, always driven by budgets and efficiency, will choose this hollow replica. An AI actor doesn't need a salary, doesn't have an ego, doesn't get sick, and doesn't get old. It is the ultimate compliant, cost-effective product, the ultimate studio slave. And in an industry obsessed with the bottom line, many actors are terrified, myself included, that good enough is going to start replacing genuine. Look, this whole debate around Tilly Norwood is more than just about technology. It's a real battle for the soul of an art form, in my opinion. It's about whether we value the messy, complicated, and beautiful reality of human creation over the sterile perfection of a machine. It forces all of us to ask what we really want from our entertainment: a flawless product or a genuine connection. This conversation is only just getting started, and is one of the most important ones happening in the film and TV industry right now, but also in our culture right now. I'm an actor, and I've always wanted to be an actor ever since I was little. I went to acting school. I still do acting classes, and just reading about, Tilly Norwood and all the discourse happening around it, incredibly infuriating. And it's incredibly disheartening as well, because this is a craft that myself and so many others have put their entire heart and soul into it. For a lot of actors, they've turned down like an opportunity to have, say, a steady income, or turn down an opportunity to go to social gatherings, hang out with friends, be with family, that sort of thing, in pursuit of what we love, this beautiful craft of acting that we have. And the fact that this technology threatens that entire way of life is nothing short of gobsmacking and horrifying. As you can probably tell, this is huge for me. I'm kind of passionate about this, and if you want to keep exploring these huge shifts where art and technology meet and what else is going on in the film and TV industry, please make sure to like this video, hit that subscribe button, help a real human, actually do what they love, and you can keep supporting us. That would be fantastic, because then we can keep diving into these critical topics and give you more content. Anyway, that's enough for me. Hope you had a great day. I'll see you in the next one.